I'm sorry, I'm just gonna rotate my panettone here. Most of my answers are pasta. I've got a festive bread in the background. It's because it's a little creepy. Melded the two worlds. Hello, my name is Andrew Ray. I make a show on YouTube called Binging with Babish, and today I'm playing Highly Debatable on Good Housekeeping. Hot chocolate versus eggnog. Well, eggnog has booze in it, so I think you know my answer. I like making eggnog from scratch, but I like the stuff out of the carton too. I'll be honest, it tastes fine and I like it, and throw some whiskey in it and call it a day. When I'm having hot cocoa, if I have a choice between mini marshmallows or big marshmallows, I'm going big or going home, because mini marshmallows just freaking melt. If you want to put mini marshmallows in your hot cocoa, do me a big favor and just pour some heavy cream in there, because that's really all you're trying to do. Be honest. Between Judy's hot cocoa, the 1,200-year-old recipe from the Santa Claus.
I brought you some cocoa. It took me 1,200 years to get it right.
Which was a joke I never understood when I was a kid, that it was spelled C-L-A-U-S-E. I've grown. And the hot chocolate from the Polar Express. Both of these I desperately wanted to try when I was a kid. I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Judy's hot cocoa, and I got the mug to prove it. This is this same mug from the Santa Claus. It was made by the same company that made the movie prop, and I'm making that episode, Judy the Elf's hot cocoa, on my show coming up in time for the holidays, and it was only $190. I have to say that I'm gonna go for Judy's hot chocolate all the way. Yeah, no, I don't want to dance, and I don't want to see CGI Tom Hanks dance, because it's a little creepy, honestly. Gingerbread versus sugar cookies, I really like them both. Sugar cookies can be a little boring, and gingerbread can be a little awesome if you add some interesting stuff to it. You could add cardamom, you could add Earl Grey tea. That's my favorite thing to add to gingerbread. So, you know, if you spice up gingerbread, so to speak, then I generally find it more interesting than sugar cookie. But that being said, I'm eating sugar cookies all day long. I am an American. Big Christmas dinner, goose turkey versus ham. I can't even say that I've tried goose. The only time I've ever eaten goose was in Hong Kong. And it was at like a, 5-star restaurant tasting menu, and it was a cube of goose with a cube of goose fat. And you were supposed to eat both at the same time. And I was 11, so that was way too much for me. So I can't say that I've ever had goose in a festive scenario. So I'm gonna go goose because I wanna try it. But if we're talking my preference, I'm going ham, because it's very easy to prepare. Even if you make it from scratch, it's actually pretty easy to prepare. And turkey just generally is dry unless you do a lot of stuff to it to make sure that it doesn't end up dry, which again, I like doing. But in this scenario, I was imagining that somebody else was cooking for me, so I was just going with the fail-safe. I don't know. I like them both. I like them all, except for goose, which I haven't tried. I'd love to try it. Between the prize turkey from A Christmas Carol and the roast beast from How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
The Grinch carved the roast beast. Yeah!
Gotta go roast beast. Mostly because it sounds like roast beef, which just sounds better to me generally than turkey. But also, it is a mystery. It has the legs of a chicken sort of sticking out, but it's a log, and it's red. On my show, I made it with a cranberry kind of a cornbread stuffing and deboned a whole turkey to roll it up. So it was still turkey, but in my mind, it was always more of a roast beef. So if I could try the actual thing from the actual source material, going with roast beef. My go-to in the popcorn tin, if we're talking butter, caramel, and cheddar, is yes. I'm a big fan of Nuts on Clark, a Chicago-based purveyor of cheddar and caramel popcorn mixed together very intentionally. And so I don't think I'd want to eat any one of those on their own. Of course I would, what am I saying? They're delicious. But if I could just mix them all together, hell yeah, it's a date. I am lucky enough to never have received a fruitcake as a gift, as is so common a tradition, I guess. I have tried it before. I don't see what's so offensive about it. It's very sweet, and you know, I kind of like it toasted up, a little butter on it. You know, I've got a panettone going right back here, and I gotta say, if you're gonna go with a holiday bread product, which I know it's called fruitcake, but really it's like a bread. And if you're gonna go with a holiday candy fruit filled bread, then go panettone. That's the way to go, or stole it. Between the dinner from Christmas Vacation,
this turkey tastes half as good as it looks. I think we're all in for a very big treat.
and the breakfast dessert candy pasta from Elf, I'm definitely going the latter. Not only because Jon Favreau is a very dear friend of mine, and it would be insulting not to, but also because that's probably one of the things I've eaten the most from my own show, and people are usually shocked by that. Not by my choice, but because people asked me to come on their show and make it. And one time I went and did it for an interview on a radio show, and they had me eat it on the radio. Why did you submit? Nobody can even see this. Why didn't you just bring in a bowl of pasta?
Can you pass some maple syrup, please?
It's spaghetti.
I think I have some.
Seafood is such a new concept for me. I just only started liking seafood like maybe 6 years ago. It's very hard for me to even think of 7 kinds of seafood. I'm kidding. I'm gonna go off mostly what my ex's family would do for Christmas. They would always make a calamari, a linguine with white clam sauce, which was like the stuff out of the can, and it was still awesome. Like, I don't care. It tastes great. It's what my mom used to make when I was growing up. I would like a branzino. I don't know if that's traditional, but like a whole roasted branzino, that's a nice celebratory fish. I would like shrimp something, so maybe a shrimp scampi. Ooh, I would love moule frite. I would love some like mussels and French fries and some sushi. I would take some uni. You know what? Not even sushi. I would take any form of sea urchin. I love sea urchin. It is the butter of the sea, and particularly a sea urchin pasta. Most of my answers are pasta. And then for dessert, last fish course, langoustines. I so rarely get to enjoy a langoustine, but when they're properly cooked, they're so sweet and so tender and so incredible. I've had them like twice in my life, so I would love to have some langoustines. Thank you. That's my order. If I'm choosing between the pizzas from Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2, the pizza from Home Alone 2. There is no debate, there's no question. First off, John Mulaney made a joke about the pizza from Home Alone 2, and he's my hero, number one. Number two, it was served steaming hot by Rob Schneider. I'd be very happy to have Rob Schneider serve me a pizza. And it was literally steaming hot. They must have pumped that box full of like nitrogen before opening it on the streets of New York City, because that looked piping hot. And to enjoy it in the back of a limo, forget the pizza from Little Nero's. Come on, that was delivered so fast. It was like 20 minutes or it's free, I think was the guarantee. I don't want pizza that takes 20 minutes to make and deliver. That's disgusting. Ugh, I don't want that crap. Plus, the pizza from Home Alone 1 was in Chicago. You think I want Chicago's New York style pizza? Get out of here. Why are they ordering New York style pizza in Chicago anyway? Get some Chicago pizza. I love Chicago pizza. Be proud of your pizza. Well, I survived. Those were some hard-hitting questions, but I made it, and I'm proud of myself. Thank you very much for having me. Good Housekeeping. Everybody subscribe to Good Housekeeping and go check me out, Binging with Babish. I make foods for movies and television. Thanks for having me today. Highly debatable.